At the turn of the millennium, a man not many had heard of took over the reins of Russia. Vladimir Putin became the Prime Minister of Russia in August 1999. He was a political nobody. Even to his wife, the appointment reportedly came as a surprise. Putin was handpicked by then-President Boris Yeltsin and the KGB. Within 3 months, Putin was handed the Kremlin on a platter. Putin was told he would succeed Yeltsin and lead Russia into the 21st century. Do you know why? Because Boris Yeltsin trusted only family and KGB. Putin is former KGB. The 47-year-old new president addressed the country wearing an ill-fitted suit. It took Putin's entourage well over a year to find him a suit that fits. It's been 20 years since the baton was handed to a camera-shy Vladimir Putin. A lot has changed since. This is Vladimir Putin today. The founder of the Strongman's Club, the longest-serving Russian leader since Joseph Stalin. Parallels are drawn between Putin and the Russian czars. Putin is everywhere in Russia, from T-shirts to calendars to mugs. He has transformed Russia into an increasingly dictatorial state where its people have fewer rights and freedoms. Putin has moved away from the West, embraced isolationism, annexed Crimea, fought in Ukraine, and despite everything, he remains Russia's most popular leader. This is only the 4th time that his ratings have taken a dent. Previously, it was because of unpopular reform to social benefits, rigged parliamentary elections and pension reforms. Today, some 46% of Russians aged between 18 to 24 say that they do not approve of President Putin. But do you know what? These numbers mean nothing. Just like Russia's recent referendum that allowed Putin to be president for life. And I will tell you why. The answer is fear. Russians do know that Putin is backed by the oligarchs. They have seen dissidents dying, disappearing, being drugged. The murder of former Russian spy Alexander Litvinenko in 2016 shocked the world. Rebel Chechen leader Zelim Khan Yandarbiyev was assassinated in Qatar. Sergei Skripal was targeted in Salisbury in the UK. All the trails lead back to Moscow. And the tale each time is of Russia's growing appetite for risk, Putin's growing appetite for risk. We often refer to Pakistan as a terror state. That it obviously is. But you know what? The Kremlin too has its own terror squad. It takes down dissidents at home and abroad. In the last 20 years, Putin has tightened his grip on power, changed the constitution to suit his dreams, and gone after anyone who came in between. Alexei Navalny was no exception. But what Putin did not expect or account for was for Navalny to outmaneuver him. Navalny used his recovery time to investigate attacks on journalists in Russia. He exposed corruption in Putin's system, detailed it all in a 2-hour documentary. Navalny also duped Russian agents into spilling the details of his poisoning. He returned to Russia despite the threats of an arrest. And in doing so, Alexei Navalny became a hero. The man Putin fears the most. Do you know why? Because Navalny kick-started what Putin fears the most. A Ukraine-style Maidan revolution from Moscow to St. Petersburg. Protesters have taken to the streets across Russia. Putin knows the threat that such protests come with. He knows that protests eventually topple the Tsarist rule too. Will Vladimir Putin meet the same fate? I highly doubt. Navalny definitely is the biggest challenge to Putin at home in his 20 years of leadership, but Vladimir Putin has been written off before too. Experts predicted that Putin would be mowed down by a crisis, just like Yeltsin. But Putin survived not only the war in Chechnya, but also the 2002 Moscow siege or the annexation of Crimea. Remember, we are talking about a man who orchestrated the Salisbury poisoning just months before the 2018 FIFA World Cup. He's not afraid of interfering with the elections of the world's oldest democracy or hacking into the servers of vaccine manufacturers across the globe. Yes, Navalny is definitely Putin's biggest test till date, but predicting a fall, Putin's fall, would be speaking too soon. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.